All right, this problem is asking us to write the equation of a line that's perpendicular to a different line, in this case y equals 7/3 x plus 2, that also goes through another point, -8, 2, and we have to write that all in standard form. If yours doesn't have the standard form part, you can ignore that and just do everything up until then, but let's try this. First off, I need an equation of a line that's perpendicular to this one. Well, in order to be perpendicular, we need the opposite reciprocal slope. If this is 7/3, the perpendicular slope to 7/3 is going to be, you flip it and make it the opposite sign, -3/7. -3/7, okay? Now the point we're still working with is -8, 2. If you look at what we have here, we have a slope and a point, so we're going to use point-slope form. That's how we're going to start this out, and then we can eventually transition it to be standard form, okay? So let's do that. Point-slope form is y minus y1 equals the slope times x minus x1. If you don't know that, take a screenshot, okay? You will use this quite a bit. You probably want to memorize that one for how often you're going to use it. That said, let's put all these different parts into this formula. By the way, this is my x1, y1. This is xy point. There's only one, so x1, y1. That's why it's called that. Y minus, here my y1 is 2. Okay, the m that we're using, the slope, is -3/7. Remember, that's the opposite reciprocal of our other line's slope. X minus our x1, well, this minus is already part of our formula. And so because of that, I have to say x minus a -8, and that turns out to be x plus 8. If you had a positive number, it would just stay x minus whatever that positive number is. So be careful with that negative being part of your formula. Now, for some of you could stop here, as that's probably all your questions asking if you had a period right there. But ours, unfortunately, says that this has to also be in standard form. And in order to be in standard form, we need three things. We can't have fractions. We need the x and y to be on the same side of the equal sign, and we need that x term to be positive. All right, so first off, are there fractions? Yeah. So I'm going to take a different marker here, and I'm going to multiply the entire thing by the denominator of that fraction in order to get rid of every fraction I have in there. Now, are there other ways to do this? Yes. Some people distribute first, but I don't like to have fractions, and so I just like to get rid of those fractions right away. This is going to give me 7y. 7 times -2 is -14. Because the reason I chose the 7 is here my 7 and 7 are going to cancel. Just leave me with this top number in my numerator, -3. Now be careful, all of this, remember, is combined with multiplication. So it's all one term. So don't keep distributing that 7 in. This just stays x plus 8. Right? We've already multiplied it with that part out front, okay? All right, no more fractions, so that's good. The next thing we need is the x and the y to be on the same side of our equal sign. I like to put them on the left side personally. Now, in order to do that, we might need to move some things around here. I'm going to distribute this in, and I might come up over here. So this is going to be 7y minus 14 still. The left side stays the same. The right side is going to be -3x, and then minus 24. So my x and y aren't any closer to being on the same side, but I don't have this distributing. I don't have to distribute anymore. And so I'm going to move this x term to the other side. You know, you can't say that word either. Plus 3x, and then that's going to leave me with 3x plus 7y minus 14 equals, on the other side, -24. However, I can only have the x and y on the same side, so I also have to move this -14 to the other side. Currently it's negative, so we're going to add it, and that's going to give me 10 over there. So we have 3x plus 7y equals -10, excuse me, -10. Now, is this in standard form? Well, no fractions, x and y are on the same side, and then that last thing, is the x term positive? Yeah, it is. So this is our final answer, and as the equation of this line that's perpendicular to this other line that goes through the point -8, 2, and it's in standard form.